Hello, welcome to episode 345. We're going to be entering a code by copying the held item from a player to an item display. Yeah, there's easier ways of doing this, but this is a bit interesting, and it shows how in 1.20.5 we can check if the item the player is holding is in a block tag list without using a data pack. Now, if you're using data packs, you can set up predicates and things. If you're not, then this is how we can do it. It's just one little command. We'll see it later, but if I've got wool, so not wool doesn't work, not wool doesn't work. If we've got wool, we can change the items, and if we set them to the correct code, which I've set to red, green, blue, we get correct. Okay, obviously that could just be a command block that says say correct. It's not. Look, if it's wrong, it doesn't do anything. There we go. Okay, we are in 1.20.5. I just want to point that out again. You can make this in earlier versions if you're using a data pack. And you can also make it in earlier versions if you don't mind not checking for the block tag list. That's fine as well. And thank you to GalSergey for giving me the command to check if the block you're holding is in the block tag list. Anyway, waffle. Let's get on and build it now. Okay, we don't need any scoreboard objectives today. First thing I'm going to do is summon some interaction entities. So let's get a button here. Actually, I'll put the button on the side there just so I can put my sign here. Create interaction. Okay, and I'm just gonna, because all these interactions are the same, I can just copy this block. So I can do summon interaction dump, but I want to go up. I'm just going to go up by 0.5, and I want some tags. I want two tags, 1, 2, and let's say code, display, and this will be the entry because I'm going to use these to enter my blocks. Done. And then I'm just going to copy that, control middle mouse, put it down again. I'm going to make it chain always active, and then control middle mouse and put another one down. And I'm going to press that button. Okay, let's get rid of those. Right, we can't see it. F3 and B, we can see hitboxes. Cool, they're all looking that way, but it doesn't matter which way they're looking. So we have our interaction entities. Now let's create some item displays. I think, again, I'm going to do a similar sort of thing. Let's put this here. Let's put a button on this side this time. Otherwise, if we put it here, we'll also be powering that block. Then we'll have problems later on. Create item displays, and so I'm going to go up by 1 and then 1, 2 in the positive X. Summon item display 2 in the positive X, up by 1. Okay, let's give it some tags. It's going to have 2 tags as well. We'll have code display. We've given them all the tag code display just in case we want to kill them all. That's in this tutorial, I'm not actually using that tag, but if you put it in there and you wanted to target all these blocks with one command, you can. And this is the tag we're going to use, display 1. And let's give it a default item. Let's say ID, pick a random item, stone. I don't think we need the namespace there. We'll find out. As long as we've got a count, 1B. Okay, done. I'm going to control middle mouse, copy that, chain always active. This is going to be display 2, done. Control middle mouse, copy that. This will be display 3, done. Press the button. There they are. Okay, we didn't need the namespace. Just here, ID stone is fine. Okay, so we've got an interaction entity we can interact with, funnily enough. And we've got an item display displaying stone. Right. Let's clear that. Let's get rid of those. Let's make a little controller. Okay, pop you down. Controller. And we'll make you repeating. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tag anyone that actually interacts with the thing. So I'm going to execute as entity type equals interaction tag equals entry, that's what we called it, tag equals entry, and on target, so if it has a target, run tag that target, add, let's say, check me, that'll do. So if I go and click on one of them, I'm going to be tagged check me. Let's put down the next one. Now here is where we need, or is why we need 1.20.5, because I'm going to use block tag list to check if I'm holding any wool. Now in earlier versions you can check for individual items, or if you're using a data pack in early versions you can also probably use a predicate, probably. I'm pretty sure you can. Anyway, let's do execute as any entity whose type equals interaction, whose tag equals entry, and MBT equals, now we want to check if they've got an interaction MBT. Have they been interacted with? We don't care about the information in it, so we'll leave it blank. We just want to know if they have one. At that entity, and here's the 1.20.5 bit, if items entity all players who are tagged equals check me in their weapon.mainHand is Minecraft wool. So if I'm holding any wool block, then I will run item replace entity at any entity. So we're still running at the interaction at the moment. So I'm going to say type equals item display. I'm sure I made a mistake then, it felt like I did, there we go. And we'll say distance equals less than 0.5. So it's only going to get the item display which is on the same block as the interaction entity, so we'll only change one. And I want to change its container 0, and I want to set that from an entity, and I want that to be at p tag equals check me, and I'll set it from my weapon.mainHand. Done. Now that will probably work as it is, but it's going to keep. Well, let's find out what happens. I'm not removing the tag from myself, and I'm not removing the interaction entity from the interaction entity. Okay, let's turn it on. Get myself some wool, and if I click one, okay, it changed. That changed. All good. Okay, so let's give myself, I don't know, let's have a red, a green, blue. There we go. It's pretty standard colours, isn't it? Red, green, blue. Now, the problem is we haven't reset anything, so they're all changing with me, which is pretty cool if you want to do that. Don't reset anything, and you can stream around your colours like that. But I don't want that. So what I want to do is do a bit of resetting. So the first thing we'll do is reset the interaction entity. Execute. Execute as any entity type equals interaction. That's wonderful little bit of spelling there. Type equals interaction. Tag equals entry, and we will run data remove add s. Data remove from an entity, add s, and we'll just remove its interaction in data. Done. So they're not changing now, but I still have that tag. So we'll have to remove the tag from it. What happens if we yeah, but let's double check, be safe, and let's get rid of the tag. Tag all players remove check me. And we could say, if we wanted, tag all players with the tag check me, remove check me. Done. Okay, now we can quite happily go around and change these wherever we want. Cool. Okay, let's check if the code is correct. Well, we've got nice red, green, blue again. Let's say that is the code. Actually, I wanted impulse. I'm going to execute. I'm going to execute if entity, entity, if entity, any entity, tag, type equals. So now we're checking the item display. So type equals item display, tag equals display 1. And we need to check its NBT, NBT equals, and I want to check what item it's currently displaying, item, and I'm going to say ID, if we don't check the count. Now here, I bet you do need the namespace, so I just put red wool for now, red wool, and we'll do run say correct. I bet this doesn't work. Check win. Clear the chat, F3D. Right, doesn't work. I bet it's because you do need the namespace there. There we go. And we get correct. Cool, so that one works. I'm going to copy this block. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to use it as a clipboard. I'm going to remove the bit at the end, run say correct. I'm going to go to the beginning. I'm going to remove that execute. Okay, and I'm just going to change it to tag equals display 2. And I'll change this to, what did we have? Red, green, blue? Okay, so green. Let's go to the end. Copy all of that. Done. Let's go here. And just before we run, so we just checked for red. Before we run, let's check the second one. There we go. So the second one now has to be green as well. And let's paste that in one more time. Paste. And we'll just change this to display 3. And we'll change this to blue. Okay, done. So we should get correct. We do, we are correct, but if I change any of them, we're not correct anymore. Okay, change that one to grey. There we go. And I don't have any red wool now. Wonderful. Let's get a piece of red wool. Put that back. Press the button. We are correct. Cool, we get rid of that. We don't need it. There we go. So, I mean, yes, you could simply do is the block at coordinates. That would be much simpler, but I don't think it would be as much fun, and we wouldn't be playing around with interaction entities or sort of checking if the player is holding a block from a block tag list. So yeah, you could just do bump, bump, bump. Is this block red wool? Is this block green wool? Is this block blue wool? You could just do that. But I thought, let's make it a bit more interesting and have a play around. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle again. Right, let's get rid of that box. I'm trapped in a box. There we go. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.